Hello everybody, Average Gamer here, and welcome to another episode of Supreme Ruler Ultimate as China. As I say that, my Chinese food for dinner just got here. Nice timing, eh? So, what I want to talk about today is something that was requested firstly. We're going to get into it first. Was about inflation control, or how to even reduce your inflation. First thing I want to say, inflation is fine as long as it's below 4%. I think above 4%, you'll start seeing an impact and on other sections of the economy. One thing I can't stress about this game is the fact that one little thing in the economy can tweak so many different things. And it's not one of these A affects B affects C. It's very A affects B affects C affects D affects E, E affects B, which then depending on the situation, if there's an influx of B, then affects E. E then reflects back on A, which can then double inflect or affect B, which can then cause whatever, which can then cause an issue with G, H, and I. So, I mean, multiple different things that everything can affect, right? It's definitely a domino effect, I think, is basically, think about, instead of a house of cards, a house of dominoes. Basically a big building made out of dominoes. One thing tilts, whole section falls over, right? But it's a lot noisier and a lot more pain in the ass. Country's economy's like. So, inflation, in my eyes, is caused by, well, firstly, spending. If you spend a lot of money basically a lot of money in the first place, it will increase your inflation. Why it'll do that is kind of like how Germany at the end of World War I, for example, because they were forced to pay all the war reparations and all that stuff after World War I, had to pay all the countries. They had to pay Canada, France, the U.S. to a minor degree, Russia. They had to pay Belgium, Italy, all this money basically to pay for the repairs of the countries that they, the areas that they damaged. So with that, they basically just gave them a whole bunch of money and thought, there you go, no big deal, right? That caused the inflation of their money to just fucking skyrocket. So the money's worth less because they basically just gave a lot. So it would cost like 1,000,000 Deutschmarks to get one loaf of bread. So that's basically what inflation is. Now, the way it's simulated in the game here is basically if you spend a lot of money, so say, for example, of the 125 billion that we have right now, that 125 billion, if we spent it all right now, our inflation would go up. We basically just spent a whole shit ton of money in a short period of time. Inflation goes up. Now, the way to combat inflation, obviously, is don't spend all your money. I mean, if you have 1 million, basically your income versus your expenditure, and kind of play to that. So, for example, if you have 1 million in income and 1 million of expenditure, you're fine. No, inflation won't change. So right now, for example, our income is 8.2. Our expenditure is 9.8. So technically we're in a deficit right now, right? Which is no big deal because we have lots of money because we're actually trading. So actually in the end, and this is the part I find funny, is our actual income is different. So the income doesn't show properly on this screen, but basically our income is 10.4 billion and our expenditure is 9.8. So we're making just about $1 million or $1 billion, which is no big deal, right? So the way I try to combat things is to kind of, if I'm going to do lots of stuff, spend half of what I'm making. So for example, if I'm in the black by about $1 billion, spend 500 million max. Now, one of the things about inflation though is it will still go up even if you're not spending that much money if your GDP is going up. Basically, the faster your GDP goes up, the faster your inflation goes up as well, right? Because it's also a form of your GDP, showing that it's doing good. So to combat it, what I'll usually do is increase domestic prices. So people are then giving me the money back. So I'm spending it as I'm getting it, basically I'm spending it and it's kind of going in a circle. And I'll increase taxes to a certain point. And then when the inflation goes down below 4%, I decrease taxes and I decrease domestic prices. Now, one of the bonuses is if you play this right, theoretically, I haven't been able to do it. I've gotten very close. It's where you can get to a point where you lower domestic prices or increase domestic prices to a high amount, but then you have taxes at a low percentage to the point where you can possibly even put your taxes at zero because your domestic basically demand is so high on all your products that they're basically just paying you hand over fist to basically get all your stuff. So for example here, if we look right now, agriculture, we're making 300, we'll say $300 per ton. Rubber is where we're losing it. A lot of money. We're basically producing it at almost twice the cost. Timber, we're way within guidelines there too. Oil, yet again, we're making tons of good for coil for oil. Coal, we're close. We're about 40 bucks off a ton. Metal ore, about $200. Nuclear material, aka uranium, we're about 40 bucks off from a ton. Power, we're $100 less. So this is our production cost. This is obviously the market cost. Consumer goods, we're at about 10,000 off. Industrial goods, we're about 5,000 off. And then for military goods, we're about 10,000 off. So the only one we're really high on right now is rubber, because now everyone's pretty much producing rubber, so it causes it to go down. So theoretically, what we can do as a test, I'm not going to save this, or depending on if it goes good, you can actually do one of two things. One, you go in here and domestic prices. Domestic prices. Oh my god, I'm so drawing a blank right now. Agriculture. Surplus bulk sales. Bulk purchases, subtle purchases. Consumption. Oh, there's some bitch. So right now we've got 54%. Now, theoretically, so the domestic price right now for agriculture is $1,759 a ton, which is an actual markup here. So theoretically, if we increase that, went to rubber, we can't really do anything because it's export only. We increase the cost of timber. Same thing for oil. Coal they don't use, metal they don't use, uranium they don't use, but power they do. Increase that up. Obviously consumer goods they do, and industrial goods they don't. Good. So now if we left it for a little while, I think the AI might tweak it back a little bit. Yeah. You notice we're making more money now as well. We also notice expenses are going up. And now they go back down again. So one of the funny things about this game is you can do so many different things, so many little tweaks, so many little modifications. I'm just going to reload that, because I don't want to ruin or break anything. But basically, yeah, so you got to play with your domestic your domestic prices, your taxes, things like that, to basically modify at the best your serve. There we go. To modify your inflation. It's kind of hard, I will admit, to control it. Even I have times where it goes above and beyond where it should be. One thing I always want to say is unemployment. The higher the unemployment, to be honest with you, the better it is for your production. Right now, the world average right now, let's see here, we're ranked 33 for GDP. Our world tax rate is 65.7, but our inflation's 6 and our unemployment's 4. I would prefer our unemployment to be way higher than this, but right now, it's not. So we're going to get all these little facilities. We built a whole bunch of missile facilities so we could build nuclear weapons. Our trade should be good to go. Yep, there it goes back. Okay. So right now we definitely are an export nation, which to me, not much of a big deal. What I would like to see for our nation long term is to have a more stable, like a more stable country, to be honest with you. All the wars we fought and all that stuff definitely has caused, I won't say long-term damage, but it's definitely caused us some issues. So The idea initially was to kind of advance a little further, kind of take on India maybe, or Pakistan, or not, well, we don't even border Pakistan, do we? No, we don't. Maybe take on Afghanistan, Iran, maybe Japan or the Philippines, and kind of made that critical level. Yeah, it's maybe, you know what? Let's try to make people maybe like us a little bit more. With all the wars we've gotten into over the last little while, when we bring up our overall diplomatic relations. Yeah, we're really not liked, to be honest with you, by anybody. I mean, Brazil likes us. For the one person also in Brazil that watches this channel, thank you. Your country likes us. They really, really like us. Strangely enough, Turkey likes us. We haven't even invaded them yet to give Kurdistan independence. Iraq likes us. Mali likes us. That is, to be honest with you, that's it. So what I'd like to see is maybe our country here, just kind of. What are you doing here? What's a B-52 doing? Oh well. Is this some more missile silos? Yep, missile silos are up. Get him coming here. Research breakthrough. We got reconnaissance satellites. Whoa, I want to slow you down here. So what we're basically gonna do, we're gonna kind of consolidate a little bit. We're gonna get our world diplomatic rating up, because basically I'm worried that if we go into war with someone, and there could be a lot of countries basically right now, that could spark a massive, massive world war. If that were the case, we probably could do fine. The only problem is we'd be fighting at so many different fronts that it would probably just overwhelm me personally as a player to the point where I couldn't probably do half the stuff I would like to do when we go to war, and I'd probably result to basically nuclear strikes if I had the warheads for it. New alliance formed. Okay, we're gonna pause this real quick for a second. What I would like for the game to do, to be honest with you, if I could like label a territory or an area, not a conflict zone, but an area where basically I have a dispute, like a disputed area. Like I can turn around and go to Malaysia or to the Philippines here, and say these islands here are mine. They're ancestral Chinese territory. Chinese fishermen landed there millions of years ago, or millions, hundreds and thousands of years ago, and colonized those islands. But then, the Philippines invaded them and took them, or swindled the people out of their territory. But it's ancestral Chinese land, or even these islands here, right? I would love for that as an ability for a mod or something like that. Unfortunately, all the mods I find are all economic and things like that. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to look to see what else we can do. Modern cruise missile technology, sweet. It's 1978 technology, so we're going to take that. Oh, we got another ship here we can build. A generic armed merchant ship, okay. Oh, did I turn on... No, it's not in there. It's going to be in the options screen. Yeah, we don't want to see obsolete units. So right now, if we go into here, we'll be seeing tons of units that we don't want to see right now. We just want to see the advanced ones. Good. Okay. Now missiles, because the computer is not set to automatically build missiles. Here we go, silent launched. Okay, so silos. We are currently building, I think it's the Dongfang 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll put it at what, 18? Because how many... We're going to be building 6 of you. Lots of hooks. We're only building 6 of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay, perfect, okay. So we're going to be building... So 12... That's 12, 13, 14, 15. So we want to end it on a 3, so we're going to go up to 23. That should be 35. That should be 40. We should be building 40 of these things now. So if we quickly go fast, they'll tick over and it'll move over, and then we'll be able to take a look to see just how many of these things we're building. But plan is to build up a nuclear arsenal. Let fucking Malay or Malaysia down here, or Malaya, to kind of grow its roots down here. We have that defensive arrangement with them to protect them if they ever go to war, and this will give us time to kind of make our neighbors happy, make our neighbors like us. Do some trades, kind of do some lump sum trades, because we got lots of stuff here that we have built up. Right now we're still doing good economic wise. Our prices still stupid high. No, it set it back up here. Are we subsidizing still agriculture? We are. Let's turn that off. I want you to sell, access everything. Don't need to stockpile. Yeah, we want you to do that. Increase domestic prices, perfect. We want you to export opportunities. We're not to worry about importing. We're not too worried about decreasing stocks right now, and we're not really about conserving anything. To properly support a sustained material effort, the Defense Department has requested that I stockpile military significant components. We're going to disagree, because we're going to go on a very non-militant turn for the next couple episodes. The plan is going to be to kind of do not a really build up, but more of a kind of an offset here. I mean, we've got 21 million tons of military goods. I mean, our production alone is 27,000 tons a day, and our demand is only 5,000. So we really don't need all that. Our production is now down to 6 million. Initially, remember, it was up to 9, so that's pretty good. We're getting better. Let's look at some of the stuff we can sell here. So for food, we only have 1.2 million in stock, so we're not going to sell too much there. We want to sell stuff that we know we're going to make a lot of money on. So for example, rubber, we're good there. Timber is only used domestically, so that's no big deal. Oil, though. Oil is something that we are going to make a lot of money off of. The U.S. is a top importer, so we're going to sell you some bulk oil. $8.8 billion. Good to go. UK. Sell you just a little bit. Bulk sale. 1.2. Good. Let these tick over. Use of progenitor diplomat. Here's what we offered. Why did they? Okay. So the Americans said no. So basically, they liked it. They just decided against it. Usually, what you're going to have to do when a lot of countries don't like you, take a look at what they're going to offer, and then go to financial and basically do just a little bit amount less. So, for example, I actually want that. We'll remove that, and we'll ask for 1.5, which isn't that much. But I mean, we're producing so much of it, we can sell it crazy amounts. I think the Americans did buy it, so we'll go to the UK. Actually, you know what? No, we don't want to offer them too much. Let's go there instead. So they would offer us 2.7 billion. It's worth 15. So if I go to financial, what will we offer us that instead? So 1.2 billion. And what will also happen too is this will also affect our overall standing. People are going to like us. People are going to be more happy with us. The other part is they're going to buy it and then probably sell it to other countries. And we're making a quick buck here. Japan, petroleum, lump sum. We're going to ask for 2.2, but instead you're going to give us about 1.5 instead. Okay, most of the Eagle has landed. The Americans have become the first nation to land on the moon. The U.S. has become the first nation to land on the moon. Blah, blah, blah. Satellite technology. Where are you? Where are you? It's been a while. There you are. So we have communication satellites, reconnaissance satellites, but no missile satellites. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we do not hold the ability to actually build any of these puppies. So, we're going to build a, oh no we don't, we captured a facility, didn't we? We captured a facility right here, didn't we? Nope. Right here, haha! Aerospace engineer, missile control. So we captured the ability to launch satellites from the Russians, which I fucking love. What we're actually going to do is build another facility down here on this island. It's closer to the equator, which I think is like right about here-ish. Basically, the closer you can get to the equator, the better. Even though I'd prefer, actually, let's build it. I don't have any of those islands. If I could, I'd build it on one of those islands. Let's actually build it. It's all swampy here, isn't it? No, it's a normal. How's your supply? Your supply's okay. You know what? Let's build some down here. Build military. First things first. Mission control. Next. This is orbital telemetry. We don't have to worry about a launch pad, because we already have one. We'll need an aerospace design, though. Good to go there. Now we're going to build military. We're also going to throw a radar station in here. Build military. We're going to also throw in a barracks. And we're also going to throw in an air base. Build military. Oh no. Build transport road. Gotta link these guys all together as well. This also gives us the ability to do all this. So we're actually going to build some recon satellites. We're going to build, we're going to build 10 of them. 110 days per, and it'll tell us how many available. It'll tell us how many in orbit and what our overall coverage is. Which means we are going to get to the point where we're actually going to be able to see other countries, well, units basically. So one thing that I was looking at doing was hopefully getting high-speed aircraft from the Americans. So for example, SR-71 spy planes, U-2 spy planes, and we're basically going to, well, spy on Europe basically. We're going to keep our eye on Europe because my biggest fear is Europe turning on us all of a sudden, or the U.S. turning on us. Americans won't or shouldn't theoretically declare war on us unless we are built up and in a position to attack them theoretically, or if it's advantageous for them. Meaning, as long as we're more powerful than they are, we're laughing. Which is what it is right now. We're trading with them, we're giving them stuff, so they shouldn't have a problem with us at the moment. Let's trade off some more oil here. We're going to go with France, petroleum. I'm going to give you just a nice lump sum here. We got almost 3 billion available. So we're laughing there. How much money would you give us? It's 1.8. So if I ask for money, go for 1.4. It's $6 million worth of $6 billion worth of oil, and we're giving it to them for $1 billion. So it's pretty good. You notice the price of oil did just drop down a little bit. What I'm gonna do now is kind of wait a little bit. We now officially have over $1 trillion basically in our pocket right now. We're making 65 billion in trades the other day, which is good. Basically, I've told the computer, hey, sell off all our basically our extra resources. We're gonna see a positive influence over the next little bit of everything. The only catch-22 is, for example, rubber here. We want that price to go up, so I prefer that we didn't sell any oil, or any rubber. But we're not going to see much. The prices, you see, the price is going up. Where did it go? Wait, did it just go down to? Was it 54 or was it 64? If it's going down even further, I'm not going to be too impressed. Gambia got independence. No, the price of rubber is going down. It's going down quite a bit. Oil's going down. Okay, we're going to stop selling off our excess prices now. Because we are not making, like, the price is going down to the point where it's kind of... We can sell our excess consumer goods still. And military goods. Raw materials we're going to keep for a little bit here. Whoa, okay, we just dumped a whole bunch of military goods on the market and just crashed the price there too. Okay, so we're only going to go for consumer material for the moment. Holy hell. So we're selling so much consumer. There we go. So our trade's now 6 million. Okay. It's now 19 million. Okay. So on the bright side, we're doing good money wise. They're offering us industrial goods. Why are you Oh shit, our industrial capacity is kind of getting there, isn't it? I'll accept you. More unit designs, some more new alliances. 4.7 is our new world rate. We're actually going to build... Well, I'm going to slow down here. It's getting a little glitchy here. Okay, we're currently building 14, so we'll wait. I'm a little nervous as to... Sometimes petroleum 7 days. Okay. Oh, we got more petroleum stuff coming out here. Getting ready to be done built. Getting ready to be done built. I'm learning English for the first time today, but that is this episode. So in the next few episodes, we're going to get shit together and try to put our country back on track. Get things economically more situated. We got tons of money. What I might do is try to make some sales tech-wise. Maybe try to get the Americans to a certain cusp, just so we can get those SR-71s and U-2 spy planes and things like that. So we can use them to spy on our neighbors. Because, I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to spy on their neighbors? When we go to line of sight right now, so obviously all we have for line of sight is our own country, right? So my big worry right now is the fact that we really don't see much into our neighbors. What I might start doing is flying AWACS along the border, along here maybe, and just try to, throw a little wrench into the plans, like get one to patrol from here to here maybe, and then get another one to patrol from here to here, and then get one patrol from here to here, just to kind of keep things along our border a little safe. Then get one to go from there to there, then maybe from there there. But basically, it's to kind of keep our border a little safe, give ourselves a little safety net. We're not. Are we building? Oh, we are building aircraft right now. Well, we have tons of aircraft we could build. Do we have the ability to build AWACS right now? We have the RC, but the RC is not the best AWAC. really not too worried about the AN-30. What I want is a good one here. Is it the RH? Nope. It's a helicopter. Helicopter, helicopter. Is it the Y-8? Nope. That's a tanker. Wow, we have no AWACS or anything like that. Do the Americans have the AWAC technology yet? Constellations, Neptunes, Strato Fortresses, amphibian aircraft. No, they're not even at that that cusp yet. I was pretty sure that we had the ability to get those aircraft in here. To son of a bitch. Okay, so that you know, I'm going to build one of those other AWACS and just take a look to see how it works. Turn you off, and we'll see how the RC here. See how it is. We'll run it along the borders here. See how far into Poland it sees. If it sees far enough, like for example, if running it, and we can see at least. Wait, oh, wrong one here. Here we go. Long. If I can see anything, actually, you know what? Let's do. Because we're gonna fly it right to here, right? So anything from there to there. So if we can see at least into their country that far, I'd be happy. Because that gives us enough. We'll say of a. Because if we can see everything beyond, what? God damn it. So if we do a line like this, if we can see everything, say behind this line, or to the right of this line, this gives us a very, very good defensive position that we can put when it comes to troops, which is something I'd really look forward to. But anyways, that is the end of this episode. Until next time, see you guys on the battlefield. Bye-bye.